Hello, it's Daisy. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, I don't know what we're doing, but we're gonna go into that place. Whoop. Let's check it out. Let's see what's in here, bruh. Okay. Funsies. Destroy. Oh, this place is not a very big place. I don't like when people speed through these dungeons. The world's having a moment. Boopity boop. Sky Shard. Sky Shard. Ooh. Yeah, you evil dwarven robots. I wonder if they're ever gonna make a game based on the dwarves. I feel like that would be pretty cool. To see how their life became, like where they went and all that jazz. The full history of oh, dadgummit. That big platform must have been aware of. I don't mind that much, to be honest. don't mind that much because leveling up. I already have it. Okay. Cool. Yeah, there's the boss. The big dude. Okay. Awesome. We did it. We did it. Now we could leave. That was simple. The scenery. Oh, sorry guys that you died. It couldn't be helped, to be honest. Wait a second. Before I absolutely just run past. Yep, there it is, right there. Let's see what's in here first. Anything worth taking in here? Ooh. Not really. But there's a sky shard. That's all that matters. Sky shard. Chicka-boom. I like to think the sky shard gives a little piece of your soul back. And it's not like your soul, like maybe a memory or something. Okay, open. No, do not want that. Take all the ingredients, because you can never have enough ingredients. Ooh, snakes. is. That's not. Ooh. What is that? It's a shiny. Oh, there's a book too. Oh. Oh, it saw me. No. Awesome. Give me the book. Okay, come on, character. Just grab the potatoes. Alright. I don't think there's anything else back this direction. Wait a second. Yeah, there is. My bad. I love this game, but sometimes the maps kind of make it like kind of a little wiggle waggle. A little whack. Wow, we are finding all the books in this place. What is this place? It doesn't matter, you can't enter it. Okay, this is a house dread, so we don't want to go there yet. Hi. Hello, fellow person. I like this game, but some of these missions, like, even though they're like tiny missions, you might meet the characters elsewhere, farther along the game. And I hate, like when I first played, I didn't realize how important it was to do all of the little missions, especially from like the base game areas. And it kind of, you get like a whole bunch of unique dialogue and stuff if you do their quests and they like recognize you, and it's really interesting, and I really like that about it. And that's why I like try to do all the little missions that I can, so just in case I'll have those relationships built with those characters. Like this guy.
My sister sneaks off into the ruins, and I wind up getting hurt. How typical.
Okay, I'll talk to you in a minute. Raynor's journal. I think Kareth and I may discover what we need to finally prove ourselves to the Archmage at the Academy of Sad Astula. The Dwemer ruins of the northern Tamriel hold amazing treasures of the lost dwarves, but these places are often too dangerous to navigate. I have discovered several references in old texts to a method for controlling Tremor constructs through the use of a harmonic device that interacts with the construct resonators. I'll take some time and no small effort, but I think I can actually build a prototype of the device to test. I truly am a genius, but I already knew that. Okay.
Stranger, stranger, stranger!
Okay.
I require your immediate assistance.
What happened to you?
It's not important. My sister Kirith went into that Dwemer ruin, but she forgot to take my new control rod. I built it to deal with the spider constructs that infest the place. She may not believe me, but she needs that rod.
So you want someone to take this control rod to her?
Precisely. I'd do it myself, but one of those fetchers stabbed me when I tried to go after her. Besides, I forgot to take the control rod and had to come back for it anyway. Here.
Alright, I'll assist you.
My sister has a knack for attracting trouble. I'm starting to get worried.
What are you doing out here?
We're dungeon delvers, intrepid explorers, just like you.
Yep.
Kirith handles the manual labor, while I'm the genius. Together we make a good team.
You seem a bit young for this line of work. I mean, technically Duskwood is young too.
We may be young, but we have a great many talents at our disposal. If you must know, this is our first real expedition. We need to find something to prove our worth to the Academy. Then, the Archmage will have to accept our applications.
What academy?
The Academy of Shadastula, of course. My sister and I, we don't come from a wealthy family. We need to find something of magical or historical significance to impress the Archmage so he'll let us study there.
What are you hoping to find?
Something old, something powerful, something that will impress even the jaded Archmage of the Academy. All of the greatest Dunmer leaders attended the academy, and it would be unfair to the world to deny me my place among them.
Okay, we'll go look for your sister, bro. Do not worry. Do not worry about it at all. I'm quite good at this whole dungeon thing. Die, you specters. Before I talk to her though, I have a lot of skill points, and I really need to probably do some of these. Ooh. Alright. I don't even know what kind of armor we're wearing. We probably should, like, look, huh? What am I doing? Stamina. We really need stamina. To 17. I think this one's the map. Okay. I'm glad that we decided to look. Alright. Huh, okay. Hey, babes.
About time you got here. I've been dodging spiders for what seems like forever. Wait. You're not Raynor.
Not at all, but he did send me to bring you this control rod.
Did he? I bet he got hurt fooling around with the spider constructs.
That's not exactly how he put it, but yes.
How typical. Listen, this ruin is a two-person job. I need someone to cause a diversion so I can sneak into the next chamber. Could you test that control rod on the spiders inside?
What's the control rod do?
How should I know? Raynor built it.
He's your brother.
He calls it a control rod. I bet it controls the constructs. Use it to capture one of those spider things. It might take a few attempts, though. Raynor's devices don't always work exactly as he designed them.
This sounds pretty reckless.
That's the spirit. Now, go create a diversion.
Okay. It shouldn't be that hard at all. Hey. They're not gonna... Come on. The other one exploded. Okay. So far, they're just murdering them. Awesome! she go? You don't see me. Ooh, I need that. Awesome. There. Yeah, you spiders. I brought it.
What took you so long? And who's your sparky new friend?
I used the rod on that spider and now it's following me.
You mean my brother's invention actually worked?
It would seem so.
I wonder if it would work on the big spiders.
There are bigger ones.
Probably not. Just a legend. I'm almost positive. Anyway, there's something important here. I can feel it. Something the Archmage won't be able to ignore.
What makes you so sure?
Look around. I had a quick peek at the machinery in here while I was waiting for you. I think this entire chamber is some sort of complex dwarven device.
What does it do?
I have no idea. It might open that big door over there, or it might unleash a giant walking teapot with razors for arms. There's only one way to find out, right?
How does it work?
I'm not sure. Its emitter thing is broken. I could fix it if I had some spare parts. Maybe we could get your sparky little friend to help us.
What can the spider do?
Dwarven constructs scavenge parts to repair themselves. They're designed to remove delicate mechanisms from disabled constructs to reuse elsewhere.
So you want me to collect spider parts?
No, not you. Your spider. You just ruined the parts prying them out. Go beat some spiders into submission, then have your sparky friend collect their parts. I'll wait for you by the emitter at the other end of the chamber.
Okay. I go do this while you go do whatever you're gonna do. Obviously not being helpful. Spider friend, get this. Awesome. Well, now I'm glad we killed all these guys. Okay, last one. Awesome. Curious Prim's notes. The lineup of all these crystally prim things seem to indicate that the shooty sparkly bits once propelled energy around the chamber. This is just a working theory, mind you, but I think I can repair this thing and make it do something. I just need some more sparkly bits and spitty parts from the metal spirals crawling around the ruin. That would require fighting the icky spiders, however, I hate spiders. Say, babes.
Good timing. I think I almost have this contraption figured out. Did you get the parts?
The spider did most of the work.
So Raynor's control rod actually works? Do you believe it? Let's see those parts. I think I know how to fix this thing. Now stand back and give me a moment.
Take your time.
Turn this, tighten that, and finished. That should do it. Should we see what this thing does?
I suppose so.
By Vivek, this is incredible.
What is this thing?
Some kind of elaborate dwarven device, obviously. See the crystal prisms set up around the chamber? This emitter fires a beam that reflects off the prisms and then does something. Oh, this is so exciting!
It doesn't look quite right. I'm sure you can fix it.
Maybe. The prisms might be out of alignment. I think we need to direct the beam of light to a specific point. Adjust the prisms until something happens while I work on the emitter some more.
Okay. No. Hit that one. Boop. suppose this is gonna hit that thing. Awesome. I did it, babes. Oh, it does not work on the big spider. A dwarven key. Anything else in here before I take off? Oh, open. A dwarven harmonical tuner. Alright, well, that looks about it. Whoop. Oh, you made it. Hey, bro.
Raynor showed up right after you went inside. We heard scary noises from behind the door. What was in there?
A giant spider construct and this dwarven relic.
A giant spider? I knew it. Can I see what else you found?
Here you go.
This could be just what we need. I bet this gets me and Raynor into the academy.
I'm glad I could help.
Here's something we found near the ruin. Please take it for helping us. You know, you're not bad to have around. Feel free to come dungeon delving with us whenever you want.
Cool. Hey, bro.
That relic you found will make our reputation. We can't thank you enough. Do you still have my control rod?
The rod exploded when I used it on the giant spider construct.
Really? Sorry about that. I'm still refining the design. I hope the other one I made holds up. That flaw from House Dress paid a lot of gold for it.
You sold an experimental device to House Dreads.
Well, how else could I get it tested? Be reasonable.
Uh-huh. We already got that figured out, though. After reviewing curious notes on the prismatic emitter matrix set into the construct chamber shows some remarkable strides in understanding of Dwemer construction. Her scribblings may be childish and her language is, at best, imprecise, but her conclusions are no less exceptional despite her best efforts to the contrary. My sister actually managed to generate and execute a working hypnosis that allowed her to not only determine how the Dwemer device was supposed to operate, but resulted in her repairing and utilizing the device to open a door that had been sealed almost literally forever. She was able to fashion a replacement for the damaged emitter stone using scavenged parts from a damaged Dwemer constructs and her own saliva. I won't touch the new component, and that's certainly not how I would have solved this predicament, but I am proud of my little sister. Interesting. Okay, babes. That's it. Y'all have fun. I hope you get into the academy, and I'm just gonna get out of here. Off I go to the next adventure, bro. We'll help this person out, because I feel... Boopity boopity boo. To the next adventure.
My darling son's gone off on some fool errand. I hope he returns in one piece.
I have some bad news, lady. Your son died collecting these koala eggs for you.
Oh no. He was such a good son. Always thinking of his mother. Why did he have to go and do such a stupid thing?
Love.
Thanks for bringing these to me. I'll make an omelette in his memory. It will be salted with my tears and peppered by my grief.
That's sad. But not surprising. Hello.
The livestock's gone mad, and what does he do? Back into the mine he goes. This isn't turning.
Hello.
Sorry, I haven't time for pleasantries. We're having a bit of a crisis here.
What's going on?
This is Deep Crag Den, a Quama mine. But something's gone wrong. Some kind of fumes have filled the mine, and the Quama are going crazy. They're attacking the workers. I've been making potions to counter the fumes, but I'm running out of ingredients.
Can I help?
My husband, Boro, went back into the mine. What is he thinking? I'm sorry, what did you say? Help? Yes, all right. I need aloe or redweed to make more potions. They grow all around here. You can forage for some, if you're willing.
Leave it to me.
I asked Nelvin and Marolos to gather plants. They might have some, but it wouldn't surprise me if they just ignored me. The workers don't like me very much. Otherwise, check the area. Redweed grows near the rocks. Aloe should be out in the open.
I'll get what you need.
Thank you. I really am trying to help. Both plants will work in the potion, so anything you find will help.
Okay. Hello. Redweed. Looks more pinky than red, but pink reed just doesn't have the same ring to it. There.
I never knew Quama could be so vicious.
I have the plants you need.
Praise Vivek. I need to get these potions to the workers as soon as possible. I'm sure it will help. It has to.
Where do you think the fumes came from?
I don't know. How would I know?
Okay.
I don't go into the mine. Why are you asking me? I'm sorry. This is so stressful.
You got
I'm
defensive.
worried about my husband, Boril. He went back inside, and I have no idea what happened to my idiot cousin, Renvis.
Why did Borwell go back?
He's concerned about the workers. Thinks they're still in the mine. I'm so worried. Boril hasn't raised a sword in years, and the Quama aren't acting normal. Will you go after him? Take him these potions, and drink one yourself before you go.
I'll drink it and then find your husband. Alright. We'll go into the Cromodin. Deep Crag Den.
What a terrible waste. I hope you drank one of Adras's potions. Otherwise, this is going to be a short visit.
Thanks for the warning.
Here's another tip, free of charge. Keep your weapon handy. I've never seen the Quama this aggressive. It's such a waste, isn't it?
What do you mean?
You're going to have to kill a lot of Quama to get through the tunnels, right? Letting them rot won't help anyone. Why not harvest their cuttle? It's the waxy stuff on their beaks. 1,000,001 uses. I'll give you a fair price for it.
I'll consider your offer.
In all my years, I've never seen anything like this.
Your wife is worried about you, Burwell.
I came back to look for my wife's cousin Renvis and the rest of our missing workers, but I haven't had much luck. I've been stumbling around in the dark, trying to avoid getting eaten by Quama. But I did discover something quite disturbing.
What did you find?
Treachery. The mine is filled with open vials spewing noxious fumes. This was no accident. I sealed several of the vials and cleared this chamber, but I can't get down to the lower levels without getting swarmed by Quama.
Maybe I can sell the rest of the vitals.
If you do, you'll be the hero of Deep Crag. Seal the vials in the middle and lower chambers. If you run into any miners, give them one of Vidrasa's potions. And keep an eye out for Cousin Renvis. He's not the sharpest arrow in the quiver.
I'll do what I can. Alright. I don't even remember what the guy asked me to do. What did he say? Crap. Can I go back? Alright. My Kwama Journal, page 1. Although my father mocked my desire to study the Kwama, I know that I have chosen well. I can't believe he called these fascinating creatures mere insects. The great houses might be scandalized to be compared to the thriving Kwama colonies, but these elegant creatures certainly remind me of the best of the houses. They work in harmony. They share common goals. They have ranks and status as much as the house operators do. All their efforts reflect upon their queen, as the house retainers and kinsmen reflect on their Grand Master. I hope to catch a glimpse of Kwama Queen before too long.
Come and join us. This spot is safe above the smelly fumes. Safe for the little scribbles.
Are you alright here? Shouldn't you get out of the mine?
And leave the wee scribbles? They weren't really affected by those nasty fumes. Most burrowed away, clever and cute as can be. But these little beauties are safe here with me. Nice and safe, aren't you, my little friends? Yes, you are.
Are you sure the fumes haven't affected you?
We're just fine, aren't we, little ones? Yes, we are. Careful of the big old warriors and workers, though. The fumes made them very grumpy. They might even be mean to the scribbles.
Anything else I should look out for in the mines?
Careful of the mature Kwama. The big fellows don't like this smell. No, they don't. These little guys aren't as sensitive as their elders, so they aren't angry. Oh, and be careful if you see the Kwama Queen. Not friendly. Not friendly at all.
It's a shame that some of the Kwama have to be put down.
What do you use Kwama Cuddle for?
Ha! Let me guess. Arona convinced you to harvest Kwama Cuttle and bring it back to her. She probably gave you some line about not being wasteful and putting the stuff to good use.
Something like that.
The only person she plans on helping is herself. She'll sell the stuff in Mournhold and make a tidy profit.
Good to know. Thank you. Alright, we gotta get down here. Here.
I'll make my way out of here.
Here you go, babes.
Dad, I'll make my way out.
Wow, this power is awesome. There you go.
I'll make my way out of here.
Cool. That makes a funny noise. You don't see me, you don't see me. My Qualma Journal, Day 11. My studies are going well. These creatures are fascinating to watch. They seem to have accepted my presence here. I will try to live as they do. Day 18, I move like Qualma, think like Qualma. Day 20, I am part of the hive. Day 24, the Qualma needs me. I shall be their queen. Day 42, the Dark Elves are looking for me. My warriors will protect me. Day 88, oh my darling squibs, how quickly they grow. Day 113, must protect eggs. Chickadee has to hide deeper in the cave. Protect my colony. Da 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 da. Day, Qualma Queen, colony needs Qualma Queen, Qualma, me. Okay. The person went crazy. Alright. Just 2 more. We'll go this way. That's fine. My Climber page 2. I acclimated as climber miners do, and these wonderful creatures have accepted me into the hive. I observed their behavior and even tried to move like Qualma. Yesterday I sat quietly and the squib sat next to me, letting me stroke it. The moment was interrupted by the Harvin, who scooped up the squib and hurried off. He gave me a nasty glare. I know the miners might find my habit strange, but I feel it's important to try to be the Qualma so that I can fully understand them. My hope is to be accepted by them so I can safely visit the Queen. Interesting. Who is this character? Who are you, and why are you so determined to be a Qualma? Oh, Borel. We just went in a big freaking circle. Okay. Let's go back down. Qualma Queen. I think I did the guy a favor. Oh, lady. I hope I'm going the right way. Squib jelly. It also gives me health when I'm draining them. Cool.
The Kwama went crazy. He wasn't supposed to be like that.
Renvis? What are you talking about?
Why did the Kwama go crazy? The smoke vials were a joke. She said nobody get hurt. She promised. I didn't do anything wrong, I swear. It wasn't even my idea.
Are you saying that you did this?
It was all Idras's idea. I knew it was wrong. I
Oh.
promised that if I don't get eaten by Kwama, I'll go to the temple in Mournhold and pray to the gods with all my might. I'll even give gold to poor people. When I get some gold.
Calm down, you're not going to get eaten.
We have to get out of here. I know a shortcut, but there's a big Kwama in the way. It went into that tunnel over there. If you poke its eggs, I bet it'll come out. Then we can run up the tunnel and escape.
Okay. Go poke at the eggs. 'Cause that sounds smart. Poke. Hi. Hi. Sorry to disturb you. I really didn't want to. Alright, let's get out of here, Revnus. Alright.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for anyone to get hurt.
I killed the enraged Kwama.
Thanks. I did a stupid thing.
Yep.
Idrasa gave me this necklace, so I do it. She said it was a present from Cousin Borrel when they got married. It's worth more than I earn in a month.
Why did Odressa do this?
She said Cousin Borrel only cares about the Kwama. She thought that if the mine got closed for a few days, he might take her to Mournhold. She wanted to dance and shop and have fun. She never thought the Kwama would go crazy.
All this for a weekend in the city?
Here, take Idrasa's necklace. I don't want it anymore. I can get out through the tunnel, now that it's clear. I'm really sorry. Really, really sorry.
Get moving.
I'm getting out of here. No more Kwama mining for me.
But now we know why she was so defensive. It's because she's the one of the reason why this happened. Squid jelly. Testis. Woman. But it doesn't seem like she wanted anybody to get hurt. It seems like she just wanted to cause a little chaos so they would close. For a couple days. Okay, babes.
Were you able to gather any Kwama Cuttle?
What do you plan to do with the cuddle?
What does it matter? The Kwama had to be killed. Is it better that the Cuttle go to waste? Why pass up the opportunity to make some gold? Or are you thinking of selling the Cuttle yourself?
The cuddle doesn't actually belong to you.
My idea, my profit. Alchemists can't get enough of it, and it's not commonly available. That makes this the perfect situation. I won't apologize for being pragmatic.
I think you should give it to Borel instead of selling it.
You fetcher! It was my idea. Fine. I'll give it to Borel. I'm sure he'll pat me on the head for being so loyal and honest. Who needs all those annoying gold pieces cluttering up their purse anyway?
Okay, babes. I know.
You're back. Is everything all right at the mine now?
I spoke to your cousin Renvis.
Then you know what I did.
Yep.
I can hear it in your voice. It was foolish and dangerous. I'm so ashamed.
You should be.
I've been trying to make up for all this by helping the injured workers.
I see. Guilt. I had the amulet you gave Renvis.
It was a gift from Borel. If he sees it, he'll know I was involved. Please. I deserve to be punished, but I don't want to lose Borel. If you don't reveal my part in this, I promise I'll find a way to make up for it.
I don't think she was being malicious. I really think she just wanted to get away for a little while, spend some time with her husband.
What have you decided to do?
Take your amulet. Find a way to make it up to these people.
Alexia, bless you. You won't regret this. I'll help Boral and the miners. I'll even stop complaining about the Kwama, and I'll certainly never do anything so foolish ever again.
Good.
Did you find any clues? Why would someone poison Deep Crag Den?
I couldn't find any evidence as to who placed the vials with noxious fumes.
How strange that someone would do something that senseless. Thanks for your help, friend. The mine will be working again shortly. We'll keep an eye out for trouble in the future.
Alright.
My mistress seeks.
No, not speaking to you.
Hold! Speak to me before... Welcome to Mournhold, capital city of the Ebonheart Pact. We track all visitors. Upon arrival, everyone must see a registrar, who will record your name and business in Mournhold. Thank you for your cooperation.
Why all the bureaucracy?
Deshawn has become a chaotic, dangerous place. Why shouldn't we instill a degree of order in our most prominent city? A little inconvenience is a small price to pay for your continued safety, citizen.
Where can I find a registrar?
Speak with Registrar Revel in the city center. Take the stairs up to the central building. You should find him in the courtyard there. Do not dally. It is illegal to enter Mournhold without being registered.
I'll go find Liville. Okay, don't want to get arrested. So,
The Dread Lady described you well.
I don't
Come
know.
and speak with me.
I don't know. I wish those won't pop up until after you've done.
Stranger, may we speak?
I will come back to you in a second. I need to register first. Hello?
Word of the plague in the west has reached Mournhold. We were told to watch for someone matching your description.
Oh,
It's good to have you in the city.
you knew I was coming.
Yes, of course. I have orders from the Tribunal Temple to register you and grant you access to the city immediately.
Oh,
The Sacred Lady, Alexia, requests that you attend her in the temple at your earliest convenience.
Alexia wants to see me?
Yes, I already said that. Weren't you listening?
Okay.
It's a rare honor to receive an audience with the Sacred Lady. You should go now and leave this lowly clerk to his duties. We can't all have appointments with the divine.
Okay. I understand. Okay. What is this? What is this? Wait a second. I need to go to my quest. Let's get all of these out of the way. Okay. Alright, a favor return.
I'll be honest.
Alright, let's go tell this person. First, let's talk to this guy.
Over here. You have the look of someone who deals in gold and blood.
Maybe.
We seek to right an injustice, but we can't do it alone. Until the pact set us free, we were the property of the Volek family. Now the last of the Voleks has come to Mournhold.
How does this concern me?
Help us get revenge for generations of slavery. Find Bettina Volek, lure her to her family's townhouse, bring her there, and we will have our revenge.
I'll talk to her and we'll see.
The Volek daughter can be found at the nearby inn. Look for her there.
What does Belinda have to do with this?
Each of the Voleks has been dealt with, one way or another. Bettina is the last of her line.
Why must the last Volzek die?
Taste the Breeze and I had an egg daughter, eyes that glint. The Voleks worked her to death. Their own daughter must pay for that crime.
Huh. Okay. Whatever you say. But I got other things to do first. What is this? One whole tribunal clubs. Oh. Okay, well, what is that?
There were rumors of dark elves disappearing near Marluk's Maw. Turns out a gang of orcs were behind it.
What is this?
The Ordinators must be vigilant in our pursuit of preserving the peace for the Tribunal. Sadly, we can't be everywhere at once. And so, Magistrix Vox grows bolder every day.
I come to report that Acidium Gorge is safe once more.
So the rumors are true. Do Mark take the Maulborn and the trouble they've caused? We won't let the Gorge fall again.
Okay. I mean, I'm already here. Might as well see Gil's. Sees all colors. Hey. Hey, guys. Hi.
Good to see you again, comrade. You recall our encounter with Dosha, yes? When we found her encoded journal?
It's been translated.
Yes. We called in several favors to do it, but we've cracked her code. In service to her Dark Master, Dosha was after something hidden in a dwarven ruin. A place known as Mazenelt.
What was she looking for?
We're not sure, but it seems to have something to do with that Mortum Vivicus her notes mentioned. Mazenelt is far from here, but I've prepared a portal that will carry us across Tamriel. What do you say, comrade? Venture with me into the unknown?
Let's do it!
I will open the portal. Takes just a moment.
Okay. Open it.
Here we go!
Whoop!
Dosha was no scholar. She did nothing idly. The river has brought us here for a reason.
What are we looking for?
A treasure of some kind. A potent weapon or an epic spell. Dosha respected only one thing. Power. Whatever it is, we must get it away from here.
What do you think it is?
The last days of the Dwemer were endless war. Their mages raced to perfect ever more esoteric spells. Ever more powerful weapons. Perhaps the origins of the Vivicus stem from that long-gone era.
If they're long gone, why the urgency?
Dosha knew of this place, and so others do as well. If we don't retrieve whatever it is, others will come. And it must have something to do with that Mortum Vivicus. If Molag Bal plans to unleash that weapon again, we must stop it.
What is this place?
A holdfast of the Dwemer, the dwarves. We're somewhere in Hammerfell, I think, near the South Dragontail Mountains. Or so Dosha's notes say.
Do you know where the dwarves went, see all colors?
If I did, I'd be the wisest woman in Tamriel, comrade. No, no one knows what made the dwarves disappear. Or at least, no one is saying.
Why Hammerfell?
Why does the river take us anywhere? The Dwemer built complexes all throughout northern Tamriel. My guess is that we're at this ruin for a treasure of some kind. If just any dwarven ruin would do. There are closer places than Mazenelt.
Could you remind me about Dosha?
Dosha kidnapped our comrade, Merrick. She intended to harvest his soul for Molag Bal, in service to a plan involving this Mortum Vivicus. And then, of course, you came to his rescue. Slew her and stole her journal, which is what led us here.
Did you learn anything else from Dosha's journal?
Many things. The journal spoke of this place, but it also spoke of terrible things. Things I wish I could unlearn. Prolonged contact with Molag Bal twisted her mind.
That's not surprising. He's an evil dude, bruh.
What in Nern?
The undead are close behind us. We must hide the remains of the weapon. Now!
The automatons are still active. We'll die down here.
We will see this done, or Molag Bal's hunters will chew on our bones.
Kurano is right. With any luck, the constructs will hold back the dead. Let's move.
I still think this plan is madness.
Those were ancient ones. Aliens in a Dwemer ruin. What went on here?
Nothing good.
Blades ready, comrade. These constructs know no mercy.
Damn it. Corino is dead. The weapon will be lost forever.
No, there's still hope. Osterrand will have to do it.
Oblivion, take you. I can't.
We can still succeed. But you'll have to enact the sacrifice, my friend.
Without a soul in the crystal, there will be no way to repair the weapon. It must be done, Osterrand.
A sacrifice? What did they come here to do?
Mongol Ball's ravenous hordes claw at the gates to Delor I don't know the word. The wave of the undead comes from the city of Agbergorlis, as always, and Merida had shown us the dire warning. Their king has begun plans for a magical rite, a ritual with a focus of power that will drain all life from our home. Without some kind of dramatic act, Doril will be lost. King Clinodin himself has asked me to form a plan. We have the power, the magica, the skill. We must be able to stop these inhuman monsters. The plan has begun. We forged a weapon. It took much sacrifice, but the weapon will stop the ritual. In this Mogul victus we've learned about. Our group has been tasked with entering the hated city of Avgorlis and ending the threat. Meanwhile, King Selene will ride against the dark city walls with his full host and the Mida Meridia behind him. We can win the day. If it is done, King Omermel's entire family is put to the sword, and Abigorlis is self-destroyed by righteous lightning of Merida. The ritual is stopped, but we cannot go home. The weapon was ruined in the attempt. We salvage the prismatic core at its heart, and carry with us the plan to construct the weapon anew. We are hunted by beasts of Mogul Blog. We must get the crystal to safety, but we dare not leave these creatures home. Almost a week, all while hunted by death, we dare not return to Dildolil now. The beast will destroy our home and take the crystal. Instead, we determine we must try to hide the core in the Tome of Instructions. A dwarven ruin called Menediz is close by. It will suffice as its final resting place for these precious relics. I just pray Verdasha is ready for what must be done. Okay, interesting.
The skill it took to craft these constructs. Amazing. Just think what this place must have looked like in the time of the Dwemer.
Landrail's journal. I owe everything to Endard. He saved me from the dark manipulations of Abras King, showed me the light of Madrida. To think I would let him attempt this mission without me at his side. I don't know the details, but I know where we're going, and anything that puts a shiv in Mogul Ball's eye will make me rest easier. We barely escaped Abrugos. The fighting was intense, and I still can't believe what happened. Since making our escape, vampire assassins and ghoulish henchmen had dogged our every step. Corendo says we're heading to Menediz. I'm not sure how a dwarven city figures into the plan, but I'm not here to think. Our goal is to safeguard that crystal they took from the weapon and some book. We've been searching the mountains for a week now, traveling far into the eastern peaks, insane Myrrh. I worry Indar has lost his mind, but then again, there's a lot I don't understand about this trip. At least I'm still alive. Interesting.
We barely survived the last wave. Valasha's injured. We'll never hold against the dead and the constructs.
Osterond is right. You need time. I'll lead the dead away, down another branch in the tunnels.
Nanath, don't. You'll never survive the swarm.
If my death buys you the time it needs. For Deladil and Meridia!
Giving yourself willingly to the river's current. Noble. More wonders. And a split in the path. Which way shall we go, comrade?
Yeah, they lead to the same place, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter!
Amazing these halls remain intact.
Well, the dwarves knew how to make their city.
A moment. This may be crucial.
My love, Osterond, if you're going to do it, you have to do it now. I'm dying.
I can't. Don't die on me, Valasha. I can't do this.
You must, my love. Or Molag Bal has won.
It's what she wants, Osterland. This is why we came here. Do it!
Goodbye, my love. My Valasha.
Valasha's journal remains. Perhaps it will shed more light on what's going on here.
I still can't believe we're alive. I've never seen a city like Agurlus. The horrors I witnessed there are etched into my dreams. We do live, though. I have my Ulsterstone, and we have the crystal. That's all that matters. Since entering the Dwarven city, Corendo has grown quiet. Today I learned why. She took me aside to talk. She believes someone must be sacrificed to the crystal before we hide it. Several powerful priestesses gave their lives to see it forged in the first place, she said. It makes sense. Molag Bal reveals an undeath and destruction. A life given willingly and bound would be enhenious to that fiend. Corendo asked me if I'm willing to make the sacrifice when the time comes. I am very afraid. Olsosran and I were betrothed just weeks ago. He was furious when I told him of Corando's request, and I was afraid. And so I prayed. I spoke with Meridia for hours. I knew before I knelt that it would be my duty to accept the burden, but duty, honor, they're just words. Compared to the feel of Olstran's hand on my cheek, how could I willingly agree? In the end, it was Olstran that I agreed. With my death, I can ensure the future of our world. Nerd will have the need of the weapon again, and my light will last forever, bound to the crystal's heart. How could any priestess of the Sunbird turn that down? Interesting.
Another journal? Amazing it's still preserved. May I see it?
Here you go.
The water begins to clear. 2 cities, 1 worships Meridia. The other, Molag Bal. Abagarlis, the city of the dead, creates a relic to strike at the Meridians. Deladil, City of Light, creates their own weapon, forged around a heart of crystal.
The aliens here are from the Meridian city, right?
Just so. These ancient ones steal into the heart of the enemy with this crystal weapon. They stop the ritual, and their king ends the dark rule of Abagarlis. But they are hunted, so they try to find a haven, a place to hide the crystal.
And they came here, to Minezlin.
You have the right of it. They sought to hide their prize, but the priestess of Meridia first gave her life. She relit the crystal heart so that the weapon could one day be forged anew.
So the crystal is here.
Yes, comrade. The journals also speak of a tome. Instructions for creating the weapon. The crystal heart of the weapon and the means to construct it lie here somewhere in these ruins.
Then we better find them. My bad. Wrong way.
And still more active constructs.
I can't hold them. You have to go.
I'm not leaving you.
We died when we agreed to this quest. We just kept walking a while. Hide the crystal. Hide the tome. Go!
Such bravery in the face of certain death.
It's just the two of us now. We've been down here in the dark for so long. I don't know what day it is. Ulsteran is quiet, even as the sounds get closer. He misses Valasha a great deal. I can see it on his face. We're trapped as far as we can tell. The doors forward refuse to open no matter how we tug on them. I think we may have it. It's taken us days to figure out, but the guardian constructs in this room contains the strange red crystals that glow from within. They look like they'll fit into the sockets near the door. With a little more time, I believe we'll find a way through. The constructs, they're broken through. I think it will be the end. Goodbye, Lanessa, wherever you are. I love you. No was my last words. I love you. Wow. Sad. Sad, sad, sad. Okay.
The dead Centurion. A fitting resting place for my Valasha. Now just have to hide the tome. What? No!
The crystal is in that steam Centurion. We must destroy it.
Everything I did, everything I had to do at Abgarlus, I'll never forget the sight of that place. The feeling that washed across me, the sight haunts me. The hunters hound our every step. They smell it on me, I know it. They know I was there. They can smell the blood of that dark family on my armor. I can hear them in the night. I pray to the sunbirds that we will soon find shelter. This ruin seems a good place as any. If we can find a safe place to hide the crystal, perhaps constructs will allow us to escape the dead. Valasha told me she plans to sacrifice herself for some lucrative plan, some fantasy that Corenda has filled her head with. The crystal is lost, its power gone. I argued with Corenda for hours. Now Valasha won't even speak to me. Valasha finally broke the silence. She is adamant that it must happen. I understand her duties as a priestess of Meridia, but I will never believe they led her to the self-sacrifice. Her beliefs come first. I cannot fault her for that. I just wish our story wasn't going to end this way. Alright.
Well done. Now, we've succeeded where that withered root dosha failed, comrade. Here, I will open a portal for us to return.
Yes, Guildmaster.
Take the crystal and the tome. Give them to Merrick, and he can begin learning what it will take to forge the weapon.
Where are you going, Guildmaster?
I have something I must attend to, comrade. The knowledge we have gained here has flooded my mind. I must mind the river's course. I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
See you soon, then.
Wait for her to leave. I must speak with you.
I'll see you down the river, comrade.
Please, speak with me. I have only a moment to talk.
Why do you keep appearing to me?
You're in danger. Danger I can't fully comprehend. Not even in death.
What kind of danger? Why can't we talk about the danger?
Someone close to you has plans. Plans for both of us. Plans to betray you. I am anchored. Contained. Pulled away. Beware, comrade.
I will.
Welcome back from the depths, comrade. Guildmaster Sees All Colors told me you'd have something for me.
Yes, we found this tome and the crystal in Mezilda.
Thank you. I'll begin my research straight away. You'll be the first we contact once I know the details. In the meantime, Sees All Colors sends her regrets she couldn't stay. She said she had an urgent matter to attend to.
Well, that's going to be the end of the video. Like and subscribe if you like this content. Bye-bye, lovelies.